the smoke, the ash, all throughout parts of the South Bay, parts of Chula Vista. It's kind of just daunting to look at this.
And it's blowing towards the west right now, but then later this morning as the smoke lingers, the wind's going to shift and almost blow it right back to where it came from. Vanessa, you've been tracking these wind conditions and the changes that we're expecting all morning long.
Yeah, Jared and Mel, we won't really see or notice that shift in winds too much until tomorrow. That's when winds out of the south and out of the west will start to increase. But for now, we are kind of in that transition period where those offshore winds are easing up a bit, and that's certainly helping the firefight in terms of containment. All right side of your screen is our Otay Mountain sky cam. Typically, you could see the lights of Chula Vista, the buildings in the distance. You can't see anything due to all of the smoke that's just blanketing the East Lake, Otay Ranch, Otay Mountain area right now. All right, this futurecast may be a little frightening. I know I was a little concerned when I was kind of going through it earlier. I'm going to give you a play-by-play, hour by hour in terms of air quality, because despite the embers, once they do get a handle on this fire not being a concern, it's the air quality that's going to be the major factor when it comes to the threat across San Diego County. So I'm going to put this into play here. This is right now, right? You can see that the moderate levels are confined to the South Bay where the fire is currently burning. Notice what happens when I fast forward and pause it tonight at about 5:30. It becomes widespread. The smoke makes its way towards Poway along the 15 corridor, parts of the 8, 94, Mount Laguna, Alpine, those areas just north of Otay Mountain. And notice the color contour. That's going to be a pretty big factor in understanding this map here. I'm going to fast forward even further out to this tonight. While most of us are sleeping, I would advise that you keep the windows closed. That doesn't just go for Chula Vista in the South Bay. This goes for everyone, especially those who reside east of the 15. Take a look at the color contour and notice the red and purple colors, and then take a look at the key. That's unhealthy, very unhealthy to hazardous conditions in terms of our air quality. The reason for that, the winds are going to blow the smoke northward, directly north of where the fire is happening right now, even inching a little towards the east, near the desert areas and the mountain communities. The smoke, unfortunately, as offshore winds weaken, they won't blow offshore anymore. They'll blow back onto the surface, onto land, and it's just going to blow northerly. It's going to be pretty widespread. So this is the reminder. Again, I posted it on social media. We'll continue to keep you updated on 10 News, my personal account as well. If you have respiratory issues, if you have asthma, if you are elderly, just stay inside. Even if you don't have any of those issues, I would stay inside. Try to limit time outside for the next 24, 48 hours, as air quality is going to be a major threat in the coming days. Close the windows, run those air purifiers. And again, the rain's going to help in terms of mixing the air out. It's going to mix some of that smoke out. But this is a lot of smoke we're talking about. I mean, the fire has already grown to 4,200 acres. So the smoke, unfortunately, it's going to go somewhere. It's going to be impacting our local residents. So 54 degrees right now as we take you to the border to fire conditions. Humidity levels still reduced, but those winds are calming down in a significant way, which is good for that firefight. Winds will continue to decrease throughout your Friday, but unfortunately, the humidity is not going to change much. We'll still be down to the single digits for most of the region. Bone dry conditions. That means there's not a lot of water vapor, precipitable moisture in the atmosphere. Typically, we're in that 50, 60, 70% range, and we'll get back to that, but it won't happen until Saturday afternoon. That's when you have the shift of winds, some more moisture from the ocean rolling on in, but it won't happen until tomorrow. So for now, we're still under that fire weather threat. Despite the fire weather warning coming to an end, we are still looking at elevated fire danger for at least the next day or so. The wind direction, notice how it's blowing from east to west, and this is what I'm talking about. The winds are going to blow north. So all of that smoke is going to go to all of those neighborhoods that sit north of the South Bay, and that's why the air quality is going to be so reduced for the next couple of days. The fire weather warning will take us all the way through 10 o'clock. Dry, windy conditions will continue to bring critical fire danger for the next few hours. That area of low pressure scoots on by, and we are expecting some rain as early as tomorrow afternoon, bulk of it happening Saturday night, lingering into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Guys.
can't get here soon enough. That rain that we have been waiting for now for weeks. If you are in one of the evacuation orders or warnings or advisory areas in the South Bay and you need somewhere to go, there are 2 evacuation points that you can head to in Rancho San Diego near the Regal Edwards Cinema on 2951 Hamishaw Road, and also